Okay, welcome back, guys, to another episode of The Rundown, your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. I'm your host, Chris Fagan, and I just finished watching the Secret Invasions. We're going to be talking about that, Flash, and some news that Sarah Connor is coming back for the first time to Stranger Things. All right, I got that out of the way. Joining me today, as usual, is my wife, Joy Fagan. Hey, babe, how you doing?
I'm good.
You like your temporary new chair before you get kicked out of there tomorrow night? She's like, I don't care. Next to my husband, away from my husband, it does not matter. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, let's get right into it. We got some things to talk about. I want to really get your thoughts on what's going on with the whole Flash movie. So that out of the way, let's go right into the current. Babe, what is the first set of news while I stall to get us current?
Well, this was a buzz actually last week, but I guess it wasn't official. That Tyler Perry buys BET and VH1 for $400 million.
That's it? They didn't haggle?
Said, oh, you rich.
And they said, what, for the first time, this is the first time that VH1 would be owned and operated by a person of color, black man.
And BET for like 20
It's been 21 years. Yeah. It said the first time in 21 years. I forgot that it was previously owned. I just remember growing up, remembering that BET was owned by a white man. Black Entertainment Television, owned by Rick. But but he bought it. So obviously the protege, Oprah's protege, is doing it big. He's
Perry's like, look, I can buy everything.
I mean, what do you think is going to be?
Production studios. He's got all kinds of.
I mean, but is it going to just be Medea marathons every day? No, he's got his own. He's got his own network out there. He's got that studio out there in Atlanta. Yeah. So he's got his own. He's got it big out there. So I'm not surprised. He went out, bought BET, bought VH1. Question is, it's still going to be as crazy as it is now with everything is just reality shows. I guess for the next 2 years
all we can do anyways.
Yeah.
But
so is it going to be any original programming?
I mean, he has a lot of original TV shows that he's done. I don't think they might have. I'm not sure what network they were on. Maybe they were on Oprah's.
The own network, yeah, the own network.
So maybe he'll start putting stuff like that.
Yeah.
On there.
He's like, you don't own me. I'm gonna go on my own. So yeah. I mean, he's been had his own studio, but like I said, it was more probably like a mentor-mentee kind of a thing with that relationship with Oprah. But now he's in the position that Gail probably thought she was gonna be in. But hey, that's cool. Let's see how he handles it. I mean,
Justin said they'll just rename it MET.
Medea T. Yeah, yes, exactly. You look at all his face. You know that's what he gonna do. You know it's gonna be the Medea show all day, every day. Let us know what you guys think about. Yeah, any more of those Medea jokes? Yeah, keep them coming. I want to see that. Oh man, it's not this. What's going on with my? I'm not seeing your chats. Okay, I had to do something. All right. Yeah, it's not animated on here, but I can see it now. Okay. Let's go to what's the next topic of the day, babe?
The first images of Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender look great.
You didn't watch the cartoon, did you? Or did you watch the M. Night Shyamalan movie of The Last Airbender? No. Okay. You should probably watch the season 1. Avatar is about this. I don't know if you know remember the basics of it.
I've seen
the Avatar.
Them on and the kids.
Yeah, I've been watching it with the kids and stuff. The Avatar, the spirit of the Avatar, where there's a Earth Nation, Earthbenders, Firebenders, Waterbenders, and Airbenders, and then there's an Avatar that can control all the powers. And then when it was supposed to go to the Airbender Nation, the Fire Nation decided to try to commit genocide and kill them all to try to prevent the next Avatar. I guess to make it permanently kill everybody until the Avatar is only in the Fire Nation. I guess I don't know, just take over the world kind of a thing. But the first season was geared towards kids. It was a little silly. It probably wouldn't have been your cup of tea. But the second and third season, it got pretty adult. It got pretty. The drama kicked up, but it was the comedy of it was great. It was overall entertaining. Everybody agreed. Mostly, I'm sure it had great ratings for the series. And then when M. Night did his live action, he pretty much screwed the pooch on that, and whatever that statement really means.
Brianna says, "Do not watch the movie.
Yeah,
Maybe the show or some recaps, but not the movie."
yeah. A little less M. Night, a little more Nickelodeon is probably what she should be saying. But this the first images that came out with one. Okay, so one of the things that M. Night was criticized for was for not making pretty much anybody Asian when this cartoon is heavily Asian themed. It should have been all Asian characters. I understood what he was trying to do. He had the even though it was kind of weird, you had the Fire Nation, the evil nation being what looked like people of Muslim descent. You had the Water Tribe, white people. You had I felt like he was trying to make every nation from different races and stuff. So I don't know, it just didn't sit well with a lot of people the way he did it, and it was like no Asian representation pretty much at all. But now they're gonna fix that, and it looks from the pictures, they do look like the characters. I mean, especially the Saku, is it Soku? The comic relief dude that becomes real serious towards the end. He really looks like his cartoon. I can put him side by side, but everybody. So this is all we got from Nickelodeon, from Netflix. Just these released images. But for us die-hard Airbender fans, it looks pretty good. So I don't know, not much there. Just some pictures. That's all. All right, babe. What's next? We're going to move on fast.
Linda Hamilton joins Stranger Things season 5, the final season.
Okay, I know you want to talk about this one. What do you think about this choice?
Well, I mean, we already have seen her on Resident Alien.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it.
She's a bad guy, so I'm like, is she going to be a bad guy?
I wouldn't say villain. I would say, and she was like an antagonist, right? I mean, she wasn't really bad. She was just driven, I guess, based on what she experienced as a child. Her father was
killing people.
Yeah, but I mean, she's got some issues with these.
We know in the last season of Stranger Things, the doctor person, her papa, died. Mm-hmm. She killed him. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering is this like a replacement? A replacement papa head. Person that's trying to take 11 down.
Right. Oh yeah. That would fit, I guess. I mean, I would rather her be an ally, or maybe
I'd
just
like to see her be an ally. Yeah. But I just.
You have a feeling she might be the villain of the season.
Yeah, they seem to be casting her and stuff like that.
I mean, I think in season 3 they had a Terminator-like character, had a Russian dude that was pretty much like a mimic of Schwarzenegger in the Terminator, so it's not surprising that they would have Linda Hamilton come through. Maybe she will be a villain. I hope not, because I like it when she's but she'll probably be, I like it when she's an ass kicker. She's probably going to still be an ass kicker no matter what. She always does, but I'm excited about that. No, there was no news besides the fact I think she was cast. No indication of
they just
what
said
her
that
character
she's joining.
is. And all that stuff. So yeah, if you like it, I love it. Let me get these comments out of the way here. I just found the flag. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, yeah, that's our thoughts on Linda Hamilton. I'm excited. I'm sure everybody's going to be excited about that one. This is going to be the last season of Stranger Things. Yeah.
I think they intend to do some
spin-offs. Yeah,
but yeah, this is.
And she could carry off into those. Who knows if she's the papa she's the mama. was she I hope they don't do nothing weak like that, like she was his wife and you killed my husband. We were going to take care of you in another bunker.
Justin says she should just play a Terminator.
Yeah. Might as well. She might as well. Shit, she always killing Terminators. Why don't you be a Terminator?
She's another one of their creations they've been hiding away because she's
if they make her a robot, that would be funny as hell. All right, what's that? That's it. That's the current news. Let's move on to what I've been waiting for. But Guys, don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can do that by super chats. We'll read all super chats out there at streamlabs.com/T3media/tips. As always, if you want to send a question, if you want to just donate to us, we appreciate it. But if you're in the comment section at all, we got you. We're going to read them all off. Don't forget to vote on the question of the day. I think it's, what is it? What grade do you rate the Flash movie? If you saw because we're going to be talking spoilers about the Flash a little bit later. So if you want to get more specific with like A+, B+, C+, C-, all that good stuff, put it in the comments and I'll highlight it. Before I move on, there was more announcements. I think I just flew right through it because I was just excited about the show. So a minute ago, last week, the week before, I announced a lot that we were going to be having like viewer comments, voicemails on the channel. And I tried to do that through the Spotify page to promote the podcast. But it became apparent that you could only do that if you were like also a podcaster. If you had to create your own podcast account through Spotify. And I was like, I don't want to do that. We're distracted. Our cats are like fighting right behind camera.
On an open empty box.
They're going to fall through and I'm not going to help them. But I changed that, and I went and last night I grabbed an old Google Voice phone number, and I put that up in the description. Or it should be in the description in this video if you're watching it on YouTube. I also put it in the community. So if you you do a call in, I figured out how to stop it from ringing six times. It's gonna go straight to voicemail. You'll hear my voice, in my true voice, telling you guys to leave a message, your questions, your comments, any topics you want us to talk about, anything. Just keep it brief, and we'll play it right here during the We Got Your Mail portion of the show. If Peter Lang is watching, or watch later, being a member, if any person's, if you decide to become a member, remember we're going to get the bugs fixed out. I think it was just Peter had, and what I'm talking about is for members to call in live. Or video, Skype in live, or Zoom call in live. There was an issue with his microphone and whatnot. I believe because he had the show playing in the background, he couldn't hear us through Zoom. But that's never happened before. Maybe it was just some kind of glitch that me and him were going through. So if you become a member and you want to call in live, that's for members only. But for everybody, it's free to just leave a voicemail. Just send your topics. If you want to do that Howard Stern's Baba Booey, I don't care. I'll play it. I'm like, okay. And I'll say like, that's Brianna, and she just left a voicemail telling me to go F myself because of my punchable face. Yeah, or maybe Justin D is like, I've seen better YouTube channels. I don't care. I'll play it. Whatever you like. If you like it, I love it. So leave a voicemail. Hopefully it's about a topic. Hopefully you guys will send suggestions for movie clips, your favorite movie clips that you want us to talk about during the show. I had fun with that, and somebody else submitted another movie clip that they wanted us to discuss, and we'll discuss that later. So yeah, movie clips during the movie review portion of the show is going to be a thing, and we'll do that. We'll pick that up tomorrow. All right. Moving on, what is next, babe? We got
Wednesday's box office results from June 16th through 18th.
Yeah, I'm gloating on that one. I was 100% right on the money on this one. Let's see if I can go full mass here real quick. All right, so here were my predictions that I did for last week. So I said that Flash was going to be number 1. Elementals was going to be number 2. Number 3 was going to be Spider-Man. Number 4 was going to be Transformers. Number 5 was going to be Little Mermaid. And here are the results. Oh, no difference. There we go. I was 100% right. Got it. 5 for 5. Flash opening with $55 million. Worldwide so far, $135 million. Elementals also flop in comparison to other Pixar releases. I think it's the second worst release that they've ever had. And I thought it was a good movie. With 29 plus million, almost hitting 30 million. At number 3, holding on in its third week, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Week 3, and they're making over, it's half as much as The Flash, and they've been doing it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And still pulling those numbers in.
More than half. Yeah, more than half of the Flash. Which means that the Flash, when the Flash hits, okay, let's do the math here. Usually about week 2, there's a 50 or
Like
I predict a 60% drop off for the Flash. So 60% off of that, we're talking what, 20 million maybe next week. It's gonna still be like a 10. Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse might, well, depending on what comes out next week. Spider-Man and the Flash will be. I'm not saying will be number 1 or number 2, but I forgot what comes out next week. It's not Indiana Jones, is it?
I don't remember.
But whatever it is, they're going to be touching on that chart. It might be number 2, number 3, or number 3 or number 4, but they're going to be right next to each other. That's my prediction. I'm sorry, I got distracted there. On the second week, Transformers only hit 20 million, a little bit over 20 million, and then on the second week, Little Mermaid with 11 million. But worldwide, Little Mermaid is about to hit. It's gonna end off with over $500 million. People trying to call that a flop. No, it's not. No, Little Mermaid is not not a flop. It's going to cross the 500 million mark.
Justin D says, and I didn't know because I don't look at all the stuff, that the Flash is a bomb, but Elementals is a bigger bomb by far. They had the same budget as the Flash. So maybe
they had the same budget?
I don't know. So it says maybe Pixar needs to reboot.
No, really the same. I gotta look that up. Like look up those budgets. If that's true, that's crazy. Because I thought Flash was way over budget with the delays. You have to also take in the fact that this thing has been in production hell for the past 10 years. So that also costs more. So even, maybe the overall budget was the same, but if you factor in those delays and all the different directors they had to bring in.
$200 million.
Both of them got, dang. That movie cost $200 million to make, Elementals. I liked the movie, but somebody walking around with $50 million in their pocket. I'm sorry. What? $200 million? The effects were beautiful. They did a wonderful job with everything. And to talk about Elementals for a split second, real quick, one of the things that people were kind of upset with was the fact that the Elementals was not one of Pixar's like traditional types of movie. There was not a clear villain, like how Sid was the villain in Toy Story, how in the Incredibles, you have a villain and whatnot. And I was thinking, it makes sense. There was no, but technically or maybe it was the fact that combined with there were no humans in it. Because I thought about that. I was like, well, In and Out had the same kind of a theme where you're your own worst enemy. The villain is within. It's your emotions. And that was an amazing movie. It was well received. But it had the human element to it too. So combined with those, that's probably one of the things that contributed to people not liking Elementals. But I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. My kids had a better time than I thought they would with it. 2 out of 3 approved. All right. Moving on to I showed you my predictions. Okay, so I was right. I got it. 5 for 5. Let's see what my predictions will be this Friday. All right. Moving on to the next topic. What's next, babe?
Mrs. Maisel review.
Ooh.
Cast Rachel Brosnahan as Miriam Midge.
Oh yeah, well I put that note. I'm sorry, those were notes.
We know who the people are.
Yeah, no, that was just for my benefit, really. I put the cast out there because we finished
the season ending,
of,
show ending,
the Marvelous Miss Maisel. I had to say, because and I'm excited the fact that Rachel is at Brosnahan, and that's why I put the notes there, is in the running, or theoretically is in the running to play Lois Lane, because at first I was like thinking like what some people were saying in the comments, the person that's in second place on our chart, that lady that was I forgot her name, they were like, why her? But now I'm starting to think I would be okay with I can't remember her name, the Sex Education, the TV show. If you watch that show on Netflix, or was it Amazon, Sex Education, you know who I'm talking about, the actress that's pretty much, it's between Rachel and that actress. Now I'm 50-50 on both. I'm okay with either or. I'm more leaning towards Rachel because I love what we just saw in Marvelous Miss Maisel. She's in the same, if you like that 1950s era Superman, she could play that. She was obviously we're gonna have a modern Superman, but I think she could pull off I've liked that actress ever since House of Cards. I mean, she played a prostitute, but but she has range. She's funny. She's strong. She played a strong-minded character. She could crush it as Lois Lane. Miss Maisel, go now. Stop talking about Superman. Miss Maisel ended. How did you feel about the ending of it, as far as like a season?
I thought it was a really
finale?
nice tie-up. Like it wrapped everything up nicely, and it just left it on a nice note. It wasn't one of those that you were like,
it wasn't disappointed. Like The Sopranos, like the way that ended. Did he die? I don't know. And then it was such I hate it when shows have such a phenomenal story overall, and then their season finale, like Seinfeld. It wasn't that great. I think this is 2 for 2. We saw we binge watched Modern Family.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that ended very well. I thought Marvelous Mrs. Maisel ended. It left me wanting more. Not wanting another season, wanting more episodes.
I mean, I know I read some reviews and people that didn't care for the last season, but I liked it. I understand that sometimes the flashbacks.
The flashbacks were the only things that took me out.
Because they didn't always put
the dates.
So you were like, wait a minute, are we in the current, past, future? Where are we at?
Yeah, herself 20 years later is still looking exactly the same. She's aging very well.
Sometimes they only jumped ahead or behind maybe 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was,
you couldn't tell what you were looking at.
But you were like, wait a minute, I'm lost as to where we are.
And they rarely put dates down, and that was my only criticism. I thought that the show was going to end with when you see her finally. Well, it kind of did, where she had her big moment, maybe like she gets her own show or something like that, her own tour show, and she's the main comic or something like that. And it kind of did. We saw her in the future where she has already made it, but she was still going through some drama with her old manager. I was afraid that it was going to end with them at odds with each other, and I wasn't going to like that. I was like, as much as I understood the drama between Midge and what was her manager's name? Especially Susie and Midge and Susie, played by Alex Borstein. I was glad that it ended. It resolved the way it did. The only tension she really had with anybody was probably with her kids. It's like,
I know some people wanted to see something more with her and her ex-husband Joel, I think it was on purpose for you to see.
She admitted that she's not really good with men. That relationships.
She mentioned at one point she was married numerous times.
Yeah, you saw in the future. Yeah,
but that
she still loved, but she still
pretty much.
That's probably why those marriages failed, because that was her person. Yeah, that was her.
They just
didn't need to be married to each other.
Yeah,
and you know what? And I
thought
about that.
She still had his picture in her house.
She still loved him. And they probably still knocked it out every now and then. They got together. They banged it out. Midge.
I think she figured she was just better
by herself because her career came. And he probably understood that. He understood that by the end of season 1. And at first I was like, oh, come on, get them back together. Especially since he's not, if he's not going to be with the other woman that he thought he was going to have a baby with, let's get back with me. But then I was like, you know what? Well, we've seen that. We've seen that story many times. Yeah, you know what? It was messy. A lot of things are messy. Real life is messy. And so their relationship is messy. They're going to knock it out every Thanksgiving. That's their relationship. Booty buddies. The marvelous Miss Booty Buddy. That's her. I love it. I thought it was great. But it wrapped up nicely. I recommend it. It's an easy watch. If you haven't seen The Marvelous Miss Maisel, we got 5 seasons, 10 episodes each. Pretty easy to watch. The thing that I didn't like...
I think the way, if you haven't ever watched it, the first couple of episodes... It does take you a minute to get
because it takes her a minute because it takes her a minute to get
so you have
find herself
to remember keep watching past the first couple before you really get.
Didn't we just see a joke about that?
Yes.
People hate it, like you get recommended a show and then you're like before you watch
45 episodes in.
It's like
don't give up.
Okay, the first 45 episodes are not gonna be that great, but once you get past he said the first 45 he said this was a Seinfeld show. Said you get recommended a show and then they're like, all right, the first 45 seasons aren't that great, but no, it's not. With Midge, no, I would say the first 2 or 3.
Yeah, maybe. It was just the first. I think for me maybe 2.
Yeah, I was in after the first.
Okay, it took a minute for it to get funny and you to see all the twists and turns.
Maybe because I was
There's
probably
that
buying.
backstory. It took a minute to get through that.
The one thing I didn't buy into, and I understand comedians being upset with the whole thing where they should have hired a real comedian to play that part. Okay, but she's only doing stand-up comedy like maybe 2% of the whole series.
Yeah.
The rest
Most
is
of this
acting.
Is her life and yeah.
Like, yeah, you don't hire. I mean, the same way comedians get upset when people go, because being a comic is the one career that comedians always say that everybody thinks that they can do. Like, oh, I can get up there and do. No, you can't. You can't do what a comedian does. Comedians, that is a skill. But comedians that were protesting this series have to understand that acting is also, is that not everybody has it. Not every comedian has
Well,
it.
and there's a difference between comedy and acting as well. You
Yeah.
can be a fantastic comic
And sucky actor.
and not have the timing you need to act and be funny acting.
Yeah.
And the opposite as well.
Oh yeah, we've seen many series crap out because the dude that we thought is hilarious on stage just doesn't have the knack on
Or
screen.
we've seen them on talk shows or different things that you're like, they're usually really funny, but
Yeah.
not so much just in the regular
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. If the series was about a stand-up comedy, like 90% of the show, yeah, hire a comedian, hire a comic, stand-up. But it was 90% acting, drama, tension. There was all kinds of range in there. With it, I love The Parents. Recently watched the.
Oh my gosh, they were such nuts. They were driving me crazy.
Rose Wiseman and was
Tony
it?
Shalhoub.
Yeah, as the Wisemans, as Abe. They were the best throughout, and they were the best this last season too. And Gordon Ford, Reed Scott as Gordon Ford. He turned out to be one of the best characters that I enjoyed. That wasn't really a part of the main cast. He finally won me over by the very last episode, but he was pretty good. I liked him in Veep, but I liked Reed
Justin
Scott.
says Hacks on Max is similar. I don't know that show. I have to look it up.
That's funny to say. I like Hacks on Max. I like that. I'll check it out. Hacks. Okay, I get because you're a comedic hack.
Mhm.
Okay, I've never heard it, but I'll look into it. If it's similar, then we like Marvelous Miss Maisel. We'll check it out. I like Hacks on Max. I like that. That's funny. That's weird to say. All right, guys. We saw the Marvelous Miss Maisel. We recommended. We enjoyed it. Let's move on to what is the next topic, babe?
Secret Invasions.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch
I
it.
didn't
So
watch
I literally just finished watching first. Now then, I don't know if you guys saw me while the countdown was happening. I was like, holy, that ending where my girl Maria Hill, she better not be. She got shot. So far from what I saw, what's his face? Nick Fury is. The real Nick Fury returns back. I guess he found his shoes that he was looking for in Captain Marvel. In that spaceship, he's come back to Earth. It seems like when the Skrull story was happening in the MCU, the whole thing with them being like refugees and needing a place to stay, and then at the end it was like, no, we're going to find you your own planet and help you out. Now it seems that there's a new faction of Skrulls that are like, no, I think I like to stay on this planet and let's get it. What was that movie with Charlie Sheen? Was it called Arrival when he was fighting against aliens?
I know that.
Remember that movie? It reminded me of Arrival because the aliens in Arrival, their master plan was to speed up global warming to make the planet inhabitable for us, but heat was okay for them. It's pretty much the same plot. It's pretty much the same plot, but I'm enjoying the cast. I enjoyed this. I'm glad that Nick Fury is back. I love the actress from How I Met Your Mother, Robin from How I Met Your Mother, Maria. I love her as Maria Hill. Hope she doesn't die. We got a quick cameo from what's the brother's name? That's War Machine, Don Cheadle. See, I remembered. Got a quick cameo from him, and an actress from The Crown. that played an older Queen Elizabeth. She seems to be a Shield agent as well. So I mean, it's a soft start. It was slow. I mean, it started off with with espionage. It has the same feel of what was going on in.
When I saw the trailer, I was interested. One of the movies we saw recently, they played it in the beginning. You know, when you're watching all the previews.
The movie trailers, yeah. Oh yeah,
one of our. Looked good.
Yeah, it.
You have a comment about it at the bottom there.
About what? What I do?
No, in our comments.
Which comment? What does it say?
Why are you clicking all the wrong things?
Because I'm clicking things now.
Justin said he liked the episode, but he's liked a lot of the first episodes of Disney shows, only to be disappointed
in the end. Yeah, that seems to be the theme of what's been going on lately. And I forgot to. I'm gonna have to fix that later in post when I forgot to have Marvelous Miss Maisel playing on the side here. See this little graphic right here that I got going on? I forgot to do that with Miss Maisel. So all that, now I'm gonna have to edit that in later, or just not. Don't worry about it. But no, yeah. And I'm hearing that people who have screened and seen the rest of them are saying the same thing. But at the same time, that seems to be the thing. I feel like once the rest of these shows that gets the old Bob Chapek, during his era when he was forcing all this content for Disney Plus sake and messing up Kevin Feige's schedule and having him on 30 minutes of sleep a day. I still feel like we're coming to the tail end, the remnants of that. All that stuff is starting to fade away, and I feel like the shows that we're going to start getting next year, and maybe I'm just making excuses because I'm a Marvel apologist, but I feel like we're still kind of chipping away those Bob Chapek years. But I understand what you're saying, and I agree. But this was a good first episode. We have the same characters that were the Skrulls that needed that seemed like they were the bad guys, but they were just Skrulls that needed Nick Fury's help. That was in Captain Marvel. That the guy that helped him, that same Skrull, and his wife that helped him out in Spider-Man: Far From Home. We didn't know that wasn't Nick Fury that whole time. And then they had a young daughter, and now she's grown up and she's being played by Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. So far, so good. It's got that secret agent man vibe to it. Solid episode. Hope it sticks the landing, but I enjoyed it. I have no complaints. I'm gonna probably have to watch it again because I was trying to watch it and keep my eye on the show and whatnot. So I don't have too much to say about it. I just didn't want too long to go without talking about it. One of the problems with the channel is that I haven't been able to do an after show within 24 hours of a show coming out. So I said I wasn't going to do that anymore. So, next week we might have some. I don't know if you're gonna watch it or not. You said you might catch up to it. I might be able, yeah. But I know it's hard for you to watch like within 24 hours because you got to work and all that stuff. Me, I'm a bum. I don't do anything. So, but hopefully, if I might have. Navigator Nixon was supposed to help me out today, but there was some confusion on what day we were supposed to do it on. But Wednesdays, I wanted to be able to do the after shows on Wednesday. So maybe next week, or maybe we can get some of you guys' comments. Call the hotline and send your thoughts on what you want to talk about on, and I'll play it for next week. Hell, yeah, let's talk about it. All right. So yeah, so for everybody watching now, next week. If you want to talk about this episode or tomorrow's episode, right after you watch it, just call me up and be like, hey, Chris, you up? Oh, man. Okay, look, I love when this, just tell me what you want to say, and no flirting. Like, this one over here, she gets super jealous. Just text that shit. All right, moving on to the next topic. What's next, babe?
The Flash spoiler talk.
All right. I've been waiting to talk about this for a minute. I know you've been, oops, the wrong thing up there. Oh, let me fix this. Oh, I can put it up here too. Check this out. Bam. I can put that there and I can put it there as well. So, let me fix what I have to fix in the background. What was your overall thoughts with The Flash? You loved it more
I
than
loved it.
Than more
I'd
than most
watch it
people.
again.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I clapped my hands. I
stomped my feet.
I was really enjoying it. I mean, yeah, I understand the CGI. There's some garbage there, but it didn't distract me from still having a good time.
Yeah.
And being like, I can watch that again.
When we first watched it, we gave it a B, and then I had to amend it. I said I feel like what I'm doing is I'm trying to be overly optimistic about it and really be dismissive of the things that I didn't like about it, because I'm trying to prove that I'm not just bashing on it because I don't like Ezra Miller. So I feel like I was overgrading it. So I amended it, and now the new official rating after I gave my rating, and then I averaged it out with Joy, my new do I have the sound up? No, I don't. So my new rating for me is a C. I moved it from a B to a C. I'm just right down the middle. It's an average. It was an average because, like you said, it was fun. I had so much fun, but I couldn't get over the CGI mess.
And see, I'm the opposite. I'd move it up to an A simply because I'm like.
But are you moving? But why are you? What are the reasons why you're moving it up to an A?
Because I'm like. To totally fail and just decide that a movie is total crap.
But a C isn't total
crap.
Because
the CGI isn't what you wanted.
But that's not the only reason.
And it's not the whole movie has crappy CGI. It's just
the things that I liked most about
here
it.
And there that you're like, that's annoying.
No, the things that I liked a lot about this movie had nothing to do with Ezra Miller. And to me, that was a problem. Let me get this out of the way. What the hell? Why is this in the way? To me, I felt like that was a huge mistake. I mean, I would say, hey, why do you like this movie so much? Oh, because what's his name is back as Batman, and everything that the director did with these Batman scenes, whether it was Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton, was amazing. The things that I would start with would not be Ezra Miller, even though Ezra Miller's acting. I love the emotion that he brought to it. Not every superhero has to be like play, hard and I'm tough all the time. He missed his mom. He felt really bad. Ezra Miller really brought it with how he felt about his dad. But those weren't the highlights to me. The things that I was enjoying more than Ezra Miller was, even though he was funny and everything, was everything around him. Was Michael? I was enjoying Michael Keaton more than I was enjoying Ezra Miller, and I think they were trying to do that for the movie because, again, like I said, I didn't want to judge it based on what Ezra Miller was doing in real life, but because of that, I feel like they gave Michael Keaton more to do, and it gave his role gave him a heavier role than they probably would if Ezra wasn't. And if you're gonna call a movie The Flash, I feel like you were doing a disservice to the title character. But then again, like I said, I understood. I just felt like they were really showing us during the movie that even though we have two Ezras on screen, we're going to do our best not to have them on screen that much. So especially in the marketing, but. Everything that Ezra did was fantastic acting, and in the middle of it, while we were watching, I think I leaned over and whispered, "I said, this is a shame. He's crushing it right now, and because of what he's doing personally, we're not going to get this anymore. He's not going to be the Flash anymore, and he's crushing it." So I just feel like the things that made me smile the most was Michael Keaton. Even you were like,
"No, of
when
course,
Michael Keaton showed up."
But I don't.
You think I'm being too hard on him?
Yeah, I thought their performance was fabulous, and I certainly don't feel like if we just said, "Oh, if we just cut them out altogether, this movie, it would have still been great without them there." No, it wouldn't have. Yeah, Michael Keaton was absolutely fabulous as well, but
when Ezra was skipping along without the Speed Force,
you need them both there, or it doesn't work. So. Yeah. For me, I loved it.
So you tried,
despite the crappy, weird, whatever their excuse is for
the
CGI.
The thing that they didn't want to reveal who the killer was. We're not that hint that if whether or not it was going to be the Reverse Flash, the guy in the yellow suit, as if you've seen the TV series or the comic book, the Reverse Flash, they didn't show us that. So I thought maybe the younger Ezra, or maybe the older Ezra, that would have been a plot twist to me. Like maybe the Ezra, the Flash that with Barry that we've been getting this whole time, he turned to the villain. I thought they were going to give us that twist, and maybe the younger version of him would take over as the Flash. But no, neither of that happened. They were obviously setting it up to reveal the Reverse Flash in a sequel. I thought that was a mistake. Like I made a joke in a tweet somewhere. I said, since we're never going to get a sequel to this movie, technically, the plot twist could be maybe Barry's dad did do it. I was just joking. Like that that was the interpretation throughout this whole time, that his dad was considered guilty for the murder of his wife. So since we never revealed who the real killer is, did he do it? Like, no, I know that was just joking. But that was one of the things that I didn't like about it. We didn't get, even in a post credit or something. That's what I feel like the post credit should have been. The actual killer revealing himself and like vowing to take down the Flash or something like that in the sequel. I'll see you in, like, do what Skeletor did at the end of Masters of the Universe. See you soon or see you next time or something like. But they didn't. And I thought that was a mistake. What's that?
Justin D says, I feel like the stylistic choice to make the CGI bad is like Nolan saying you aren't meant to understand the important parts of dialogue in Tenet. Yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense. For me. Which we said, I
said straight up he lying.
If that was real, if that was what you were trying to do, a simple line when
some
older
of y'all
Barry
are about to get sued
is teaching younger Barry all of the tricks of the trade.
He could have
just simply said, hey, by the way,
things look weird.
Things look a little weird when you're doing this.
Yeah, in the Speed Force.
Your eyes aren't going crazy on you.
Yeah.
They look weird. Then you would have been like, okay.
But to go on the CGI, when in the middle of the movie, and somebody just commented that I make everything about John. Why are you talking about John Campea so much? I'm sorry, but I'm about to do it again. John Campea recently was like, talking about from his CGI background, his computer effects background, the effects were perfect. The side by side, Barry to Barry was perfect. Like, no, not even in regular conversations. I don't know.
It would go from being perfect to looking weird
to one of them looking
then to being perfect again, and you'd be like, what is
it would switch too much. And my opinion is John must have accidentally had his eye trained on the Barry that was real and not paying attention to the Barry that was obviously CG. And Ray was trying to tell him, like, no, there was some scenes where it looked messed up. He was real forceful, like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. It was perfect. It was the best CGI. No, Tom Hardy's Legend was some good, character and character act. Hell, even the Jean-Claude Van Damme, when he had his twin brother in there, looked better than that. Like, there was some scenes where you could obviously tell that Barry was not there, really. That they were doing some deep fake, that Ezra was not there. He filmed one half with the younger half or the older version of himself, but the person he was talking to, because it makes sense that maybe they didn't get him to physically come back, because when they needed to do those pickup reshoots, they were in the middle of all that trouble. They were getting warrants out for their arrest. So it makes sense that maybe the director had to do a bunch of quick deep fakes, even though they were over budget and whatnot. So no, I don't buy what the director said. When the director was like, I did that on purpose. Yeah, that explains the Speed Force. It doesn't explain when they were just sitting there eating, tacos or burritos or whatever they were eating, just chilling, and one of them looked like, it was Nintendo 64. It was crazy. So I don't buy it. I'm talking about this was just through Barry's eyes.
Say JD the MC, which you and I have already talked about. In my opinion, there was a decision made behind the scenes when the CGI still needed $100 million to be finished. And they just said, we're not spending another cent on this because we don't even know if we're going to get to put this movie out.
And everybody's theories that James Gunn came in and sabotaged it on purpose, and that wouldn't benefit him. Even when
my question was, I told Chris, I was like, I know they had a budget, and I know it was way over, and I know that they were like, we're just not putting money into this. But I was like, if Spider-Verse can find a freaking 8th grader to quickly
put together
some Legos for a whole scene.
Every time I talk
and
about
I can constantly see on TikTok people doing these exceptional deep fakes. You're telling me you couldn't find some random dude to help y'all for a small little budget?
Something.
Just to have their name on the big screen? Really? Y'all?
Well, I saw a TikTok video of a visual effects person who said that he worked on the Flash, and he said it doesn't really work. Like they get bids for certain scenes. They'll get a whole bunch of scenes that they're hired to do, that they bid for, or something like that. I got to look into how it specifically works. And maybe like sometimes you don't know what you're getting. You can get a scene where the only thing you're being hired to do is just erase that cable that's harnessed to the actor, and so the camera can't see it. Or you can be hired to, make that monster that he's supposed to be fighting look real. Or you're supposed to do both. Make the monster look real. Hide the cable. Make sure the lasers are shooting out of your hero's hands. And it's like you're getting, you could be getting something that's super easy and takes a little time, or you could be getting something that's going to take you forever, and but you only still have that small window to get it done. And everybody was so stretched in. But when me and you finished watching the movie and we saw the credits rolling, we laughed. We were like, there was only like 10 people. But in Marvel movies, it's a visual effects team. It's like 3 minutes of names. It's scrolling. With DC, with this movie, it was like visual effects team. Rick, Doug, Bob, Jake, and Chris. That was it. That was just the only 3. It was like 3 dudes. It was like, what? That's why that movie looked like that?
Justin D says, Reddit will fix the CGI the weekend it gets released to VOD.
Yeah, watch. Exactly.
You're like, look, here, we handled it. It looks good.
Exactly, yeah. And I hate that. I hate that we get stuff like that fixed 3 weeks later by Justin D or next month on his computer.
It.
Like, there. Fixed. And then Justin's like, there. That's all. Like, but to be fair, when people do that, they take what's already done and then put more on top, which is exactly what visual effects people do. But they just don't have the time.
While I noticed it and obviously didn't like that was whatever they were trying to do or couldn't do or whatever, it didn't detract me from enjoying it and saying that I would watch it.
Real quick, who was your favorite performances? Which actors?
Ezra and Michael Keaton.
I would say Ezra, Michael Keaton, and Ezra's mother. Those were my 3 favorite performances. I
Michael
love those
Keaton
scenes.
is the man. He will forever be my Batman.
I'm glad that he didn't play the Batman that he was supposed to be playing in Flashpoint, where he was. Well, technically in Flashpoint, it was a world where Bruce Wayne died and his father became Batman, but he became a Batman that kills. So it wasn't really that. He was still jaded. He was still kind of like Luke Skywalker from The Force Awakens. That whole thing we're real positive that like, oh, you're going to strike me. I was whispering to Joe, I was like, I've seen the cartoon version, and I think Ezra's going to need Batman to strike him with electricity or recreate the thing. And they did that. They strapped him to the chair. It was the same busted up looking chair. And struck him by lightning, and Michael Keaton looked at the camera, was like,
Back to the Future effect.
It was back, yeah. But Michael Keaton was like pessimistic. I don't think this is gonna work. I think you're about to die, but here we go. I thought that was hilarious, and to me that's exactly where Michael Keaton's Batman would probably be mentally. Do that. What's up?
JD the MC had said, I teared up in the 3rd act when Barry was saying goodbye to his mom. Their acting is great. That was a further up.
Oh, what's
the story nailed the family dynamic. You used Monkey as a dartboard. All of that worked for me. He was so mad at young Barry for having the monkey on the.
Oh yeah, he just getting on himself the whole time on all these little trivial things. But it was funny how older Barry was getting on him. And he was finally seeing what people like, and he even realized, he's like, damn, this is what everybody's talking about, how annoying I can be.
They don't want to be around me.
And I thought that this was going to be the beginning of younger Barry's villain story. It was like, no, dude. But they talked it out. He's like, dude, I'm 18. Dude, I'm excited. You just came out of nowhere, told me I'm about to be a superhero, give me superpowers. Dude, I'm excited. And I was like, you know what? instantly changed my mind right in that very moment. I was like, yeah, he's 18. Like he hasn't experienced Superman and all that stuff that you went through in the Justice League movie. The dude's excited. Like relax. Slap him around a little bit. Tell him, calm down. But his frontal lobe is still developing.
Damian Hernandez. I have a feeling the $200 million that was invested into this movie was mostly used to get Ezra some lawyers.
What? Wait, who said this?
Damian Hernandez.
What did I gotta see this. Mostly get Ezra some. Oh yeah, did I miss that? That was when I accidentally clicked. Yeah, yes. And that's my point. I'm telling you, that's why that CG was bad. I don't know what Campbell was talking about. Where he said the CG was the face-to-face CG was perfect. No, it wasn't. It was.
We did already read the article where they said Ezra, the cameo at the very, very end, that was an add-in.
Now we can talk about it. This is spoiler talk. I mean, it was what I'm still hearing that it was 3 different cameos that they filmed. One with George Clooney, one with Michael Keaton, and then they said there was with Michael Keaton, Supergirl, and Henry Cavill was Superman in the end. But I'm hearing that there was one recorded with Robert Pattinson.
I can't find anything.
I can't find it. But Kristen, am I wrong? Did you guys see when Kristen Harloff talked about this, and he said that the screenings that everybody went to, the advanced screenings, people got a different ending. The same scene, but a slightly different ending.
Like no ending.
Some people got no. Yeah. Some people got no ending. Some people got Michael Keaton at the end. Some people got George Clooney at the end. But he said that one of his friends
the George Clooney one was not done until this movie came out.
Till like what, January or something like that?
They shot it in January. They did not test screen it. They didn't until this.
It shocked me.
Came out. That's when the George Clooney one was premiered.
George Clooney was not a great Batman.
Kept it under wraps because they didn't even know if he was going to do it.
George Clooney was not a great Batman. He was a outstanding Bruce Wayne. He embodied. I mean, he is technically Bruce Wayne. Technically, George Clooney is. He embodied Bruce Wayne. Not better than Keaton, but close. He's my second favorite after Keaton of those those older movies. He's my second favorite Bruce Wayne. Keaton is my overall favorite Bruce and Batman. And obviously, my second favorite Batman was what's his name? Who I definitely couldn't do it.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Yeah. I'm talking about the older movies. The who the fuck are you? That was a shock. I thought, they thought that, and it's not DC's first time dropping an F-bomb, but it was their first time dropping an F-bomb in a PG-13, I believe.
And then out loud in front of everybody, "You're not Batman."
Yeah,
he's all like, "I'm not Batman."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not Batman.
Dude, I know. Shut up. I'm not. But the joke was perfect. The joke at the end was perfect. The question
that was they said it was shot in January, and that was the first time Ezra had been on set
in a long time. So it makes sense that those side by side shots, that was a stand-in, and they put Ezra's face on the deep fake. So no, it was not perfect. What would have been perfect is if you would have had Ezra playing old Ezra. I mean old Barry, and then playing younger Barry, and then put those shots together with the green screen. But they didn't do that. They deep faked. I don't know what Campion was looking at, but his eye must have been on the real, accidentally like defaulting to the real Ezra every time it happened, because there was some scenes where it was obvious deep fake distortion, and they weren't in the Spider-Verse, inside the Speed Force.
Justin and JD the MC have a problem with the fact that Michael Keaton is 71, because that is not believable that he could do anything at 71.
That's why he was retired. I mean, say it to his face. I mean, you have all that ninja training. Okay, let's say if Bruce Wayne was real, you have all that ninja training and stuff and whatnot. You don't know what he's a billionaire too. You don't know what he's injecting himself with to keep his muscles and stuff fresh.
Fair, I knew he was.
He had to be hyped up on something.
I really didn't realize he was 71.
Yeah.
I thought he was like 60.
Yeah.
Something. And then I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, he could be playing he's a 71-year-old, but he could be playing a 63-year-old Bruce. That's what he could have been playing. But you don't know what he was injecting himself with before he went out there. You don't know what chemicals you don't know if he bathed in a Lazarus pit to keep himself young like one character does. You don't know if he stole Bane's.
He was throwing it. Let me put every bit into this last hurrah.
Yeah.
And then he died anyway.
Yeah.
So, see?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm put it all out there.
I mean, there are some old men out there who do yoga and run every day who still can move.
Arnold Schwarzenegger still body.
You would believe he can still move. He's not as fast as he was.
Now, I saw him do a clip the other day, and that was pretty damn funny, where he was lifting weights and stuff. And he was like, after a while, you're finally just like, man, I'm fucking old.
Yeah, I don't want to do this no more.
I don't look like I used to look.
And I'm never going to.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I got old. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not even your age, but I feel that already.
Rumors about Kali, the young lady who played Supergirl, that she's in talks to possibly continue on as
she looked great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about her, but she looked great. She did.
Michael Keaton's explanation on how the multiverse works was better than any movie
really
ever. Any MCU, every explanation of the multiverse has been overly complicated. The spaghetti thing was a perfect analogy on how some timelines move in the same direction but kind of veer off. Other timelines, they can cross over, and at this point it's 100% the same, but it's still going in a totally different direction. And the way the spaghetti just plopped down and was doing exactly what he was talking about.
And he goes, and then
perfect.
You throw the sauce in, and now you got a big.
Now you went back in time, pour the sauce on it, fucking up. Now you got all this over a can of tomato sauce. You leave it alone. It's you got Ben Affleck. You put the can in the basket, you got Michael Keaton. You put the can on the top of the shelf, you got George Clooney. It was crazy. This was the spaghetti sauce verse.
Of course, people are like, "Oh, does that mean we get George Clooney back?" Like,
no,
I don't think that was the point.
I know it means that this Flash is that to me. What I don't know what Tyrone Magnus was talking about. Like, this does not kill the Snyderverse. To me, it was definitely a proof that it killed the Snyderverse. It means that Ezra Miller, that Ezra that we saw, that Flash that we saw, is trapped in a timeline where George Clooney is Batman, and we're never going to see George Clooney as Batman again. So if Barry is stuck in that timeline, he's like, close enough.
Damian is not feeling Supergirl at all.
I bet you
he
she was
said
standing.
He would like to apologize to Halle Berry because she was better as Catwoman than this girl was as Supergirl.
Get out of here. Catwoman was horrible. Even Halle Berry with her Oscar in her hand would admit that you wrong about that.
George Clooney has always said, "Oh yeah, Batman sucks."
But
when I was Batman, that was all bad.
Yeah. Her not being blonde and whatnot. I think maybe it was because she was injected with the DNA of Krypton, made her hair keep her hair brunette, keeping it. I think the reason why they
showed me a comic that
there's been versions of Superman's daughter or something, or a Superman if Superman was a woman and Batman if Batman was a woman. They kept her hair dark. I think they were paying homages to those comic books as well. There could be some explained reasons why. The ultimate thing is they were probably trying to get it as close to the Batman, the Flashpoint as possible, because technically that should have been a very thin, very malnourished Clark Kent. Kal-El. That's who they should have found if this would have been the Flashpoint that we should have got. But they decided to just make it Supergirl because I feel like for two reasons. Let's just throw Supergirl in there. People have been asking for when is there a Supergirl going to come in, but
who knows
and then you did get the proper Supergirl in there later on with the cameos.
Superman that died as a baby, he could have been blonde because she's.
That would be funny. That would have been funny if that Superman was blonde and I would have hated that. I would have hated it.
He's like a Homelander.
Yeah. That's why Jor-El killed the baby. It's blonde. Ugh. Kill it. But ultimately, I think the reason why she was a brunette was because they were just trying to get it as close to Flashpoint as possible. That was just I just think that was a style choice. I'm not gonna make that girl dye her hair. And then we got a blonde Supergirl. We got all those
little
Superman and Batman
little
cameos, and
flashback,
we got Nick Cage's that Spider. And I saw a TikTok where Kevin Smith was like, he backed off of his of his bit, like calling that producer that came up with that Spider idea years ago. He's like, God damn it, that did look good. He's like, all these years I thought that was gonna look stupid as hell. Like, I think I owe that dude an apology. He might have been right about that spider, because that fight scene, that spider, I was like, I was looking at my wife, I was like, oh my God, there's the fucking spider. There it is. John Schnepp somewhere be smiling if he could see this. But Kevin Smith was like, he was joking that when he saw the movie with his wife, he was like, that's my Superman. And his wife was like, I know. You've told this story so many times. I know. And then when he saw the movie again with his daughter, by the way, that's my Dad. I know.
I
know.
Pleased to see Christopher Reeves.
I thought it was going to be Brandon Routh.
Because I grew up on all of those Supermans.
Yeah.
Many, many times we watched.
I'm glad they got
And we didn't even go to the movies very rare in a movie theater, very, very rarely. But those movies, we saw in the movie theater.
If there was any moment they could have just thrown the Flash from the TV show in there, it could have been there. They could have just threw him in there, even if he just panned by real quick.
Justin D said Sasha. That's the Sasha Kyle will probably pop up in Fast 11 as the long-lost nephew of Letty.
You ain't never lie. Watch. 100%. 100%. He's going to be the man, you are writing gold right now. That is awesome. That's what should happen. All right. The Flash, we'll move on to the We Got Your Mail portion of the show. But yeah, that's overall. I felt like I was going, okay. Can we agree about B minus? Can we agree on that? How about, you don't want me to downgrade it to a C, B minus? Can we agree on that for the new official
for me
rating for the Flash? T3 Media Studios gives it an official. If you're okay with it, I'm gonna give it a B minus. Maybe, and I don't know what. And sorry to keep bringing up Campy. I don't know what he's talking about. That he needs to watch that movie for a third time and keep his eye on them berries, and tell me that he can't see. If he says he can't see it, then I question his credentials as a video effects expert that he claims to have experience in. All right, let us know what you guys think. Keep talking about it in the chats. I'm gonna go into the live chats real quick and see what you guys are talking about. I don't know if you have to get back downstairs, or you got 10 more minutes,
I read most of the comments to you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. She said she's like, her hour is done. She's done. I'm out of here. Thanks, babe, for helping me out. And I'll see you tonight. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Cookies. All right, let's move on to We Got Your Mail. Dame, you wild, man. You cracking me up in the comment section. Let me start from the top. Let me go with what was going on last week. I had to rewrite this myself into the comment section. So the question was, with Flash, what should Warner Brothers do with the Batgirl movie? And I put 40% of you guys said keep it hidden. 36% said release it on Max. What was it? 15% of you guys said test it with an advanced screen audience and then decide. And then 6% were like release it in theaters. Release it in theaters because we got I don't know what's going on. I must have accidentally copied and pasted some extra stuff in there, but something's going on. That's the result. 6% says just release it in theater because you got Firefly, you got Brandon Fraser in there, you got her coming out as what's the movie that she's about? I think she's about to come out in a new movie. But I think they should have just, at the very least, release it into some controlled advanced screenings, not with critics, with just let regular audience get some and let them decide. If they come out and go, then you made the right choice. But if there's more genuine excitement for it, then release it, or just release it on Max. I agree with that, with the release it on Max thing. Another thing that came up from Ricky Ricardo 2208 says, it will all depend on what happens with the Blue Beetle. We're talking about with the Flash. It will all depend on what happened with the Blue Beetle. People know that his iteration of DC is over, but people will not get to see Aquaman like the first one. And he continued on and said, part 2 of 2. Like the first one made money because of the universe was still alive, and it was the first Aquaman movie ever. I don't see that happening again. The brand is damaged, and I agreed with that. Yeah, the brand is damaged. People kind of know that it's over. There's no people are like there's no point because it's all getting rebooted anyway. Ezra's not coming back. Then we had from BGL Studios says that regarding Raven the Hunter trailer, I don't know why I got Morbius vibes. Who else got? I didn't. Now, I don't think Morbius was rated R, but when he talking about Morbius vibes, meaning that they feel like it's like what I'm gonna call that Transformers vibes. How the trailers were awesome, but the movies would suck. Now that's the joke with that is Morbius. Morbius is holding that title now. I didn't get that with Kraven the Hunter. I don't. At least I hope not. I mean, that drop of blood from the lion into the was that a radioactive lion? Was that Mufasa? The whole I said there was 3 DC things that they stole from in that movie. There was they had a you have failed this city type of moment. We crossed the dude's name off, and I forgot what the other 2 was, man. But I don't get Morbius vibes, but I understand what you're talking about. Moving down, I went to the top. I'm just gonna scroll down to the bottom. And you guys, if you don't mind, hit the like button if you guys haven't liked this video. If you don't mind, it really does help us out for this video. Justin D says, I found The Flash to be overall a fun movie, but suffered with the worst CGI I've seen in years and poorly done cameos, but loved Supergirl. I hope she is retained in the role. And yeah, you and that's why you and what's his name are fighting about that, because y'all have a different opinion about Supergirl. I like seeing her. I think I wouldn't mind seeing her some more. And I still think the director's lying about what happened with that CGI. We meant to do that. We wanted to. Then you should have distorted it more. I know John Campbell saying the same thing. Me and Joy said that when we saw it. It was like, you should have had the faces like shift or shimmy. Like, you know how the Flash does the vibrating thing? Could have did that a little bit, like every few seconds. Like kind of, they would have been like, oh, you still in it from Into the Spider-Verse with the glitching kind of a thing. But it would have been an extra something, an extra layer, an extra something that shows that the way we're seeing it is the way Barry is seeing it in the Speed Force. But it just did not work. I mean, because it happened in regular conversations outside of the Speed Force, that bad CGI. It just looked like deep fake stuff, man. It just didn't look that great. JD the MC says, A-.
For me.
Love it. Its flaws are pretty obvious, but they don't wear out my affection overall. So, A- from JD the MC. Justin D. A lot of D's in here. Get it? Can't wait for the Reddit cut of the Flash. Oh, yeah, we did mention that. Can't wait for the Reddit cut of the Flash where the deepfakes artists take the weekend to fix the CGIs. But yeah, they're going to have more time to it. Justin D. Continues. I'll be renamed MET Medea. She already read that. Medea Entertainment Television. Yep, it will. It's going to be 24/7 Medea heaven over there. Those kids will have their own before season 5 come out. You mean the spinoffs for Stranger Things, if I remember correctly what we were talking about. Brianna, what's up, Miss Jasmine? I would never. I said you would slap. You're right. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Justin D says she'd be a great Lois. I think so. I think Rachel, is it Brosnahan? I think she would make a great Lois. I think she would. I think she's I can understand them going not known not well known for Superman. I think I'd rather that. That's been the tradition. But for Lois, I wouldn't mind it being a name we know. I mean, not everybody watched Marvelous Miss Maisel. So she would, for a lot of the moviegoers, would be a fairly unknown as well. Sorry, they're acting. I teared up the third act when Barry was saying goodbye to his. I teared up in the third act when Barry was saying goodbye to his mom. His acting is great. The story nailed the family dynamic. Use Monkey as a dartboard. All of that worked for me. Yeah. Their acting. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, correcting. Yeah. I understand there's a bunch of people. There was somebody, some assholes in the chat trying to correct. Don't buy into the like. It's just respecting other people's which. Like, why should I? When people go, don't be trying to buy into that. Call people by the pronouns that they want to be called. Like, man, why not? It ain't gonna hurt you. So it's like you tell him. Like this dude was trying to tell me not to respect their wishes by forcing me to respect his wish. Like, no, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them for what they want. Listen to me for what they want. Like, that don't make no sense. It's like a dude getting a doctorate. Like, does a person have to get a doctorate to have their pronouns respected? It's doctor. Maybe that's why people are upset about the whole pronoun. Maybe doctors have been the thing that ruined it, because doctors get all pompous about it. It's doctor. Maybe that's the reason why. But I don't care. I mean, if you like it, it's not gonna kill nobody. I always joke that men easily know how to use pronouns when they get caught texting somebody, or when they're trying to hide from their wife who they really hanging out with after work. You're hanging out with that work wife, and your wife is like, "Who are you with after work so late?" Oh, just some friends at work. They we're talking about how great it was that we spend some extra time together, and then they guys use they real easily when they don't want to let their wives know that they talking about a woman. I just something that I've done it too. Some friends at work, they're really nice. They send me snacks, during the day, and they ask me to go out to have some drinks, and all that. And then your wife is like, they who? What's their name? Vivica? Like, yeah, because you're trying not to say she. Yeah, anyway, that's just an old joke. For $200 million, got to look better than that. Yep, I agree. And JD continues on due to the drama. I think that was based on this one. In my opinion, there was a decision made behind the scenes. Yeah, due to drama with what Ezra was doing and whatnot. I think that was it. I think I've already scrolled. Nope, some more coming in. Justin D. Love John, but when he's like something, he can defend it without logic, but love his work nonetheless. I'm telling you, man, John needs to look back at The Flash and keep his eyes on both Barrys at the same time, because there are many times when you can tell Ezra was there for that one, but did not show it. Ezra was in trouble for that one, because that was not them. That was a deep. I don't know what John's talking about. Maybe, but I'm just saying he just must have his eyes must have just locked on the real one. Damien Hernandez. This should have been a one-hit movie. A one-hit movie. This movie don't need a sequel. Don't see why they need a sequel. When they could do a remake Flash movie. They're going to do a remake Flash. If you do a sequel, you're going to have to bring back Ezra. No, you don't. If they did. Only way they would even consider bringing back Ezra is if this movie made like $2 billion. I feel like even if this movie made $1 billion, James Gunn be like, it's just Zaslav is decided. No, we are not gonna, because it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And the fact that we're in the spaghetti verse explains perfectly why Ezra is no longer coming back. And even if the movie made $1 billion, no, it would. I don't think Ezra would have still come back. Now, if the movie would have made close to $2 billion, I think Warner Brothers would have been like, listen, we all make mistakes, okay? Let the jury decide. Or that it would have been would have been the campaign of why Ezra is. No, I think $2 billion would have been the number. Anywhere between 1.5 to $2 billion. I think if that movie would have made anywhere near that, hey, it's still out in theaters. Go out and go buy a ticket. Maybe it might make some of that money. Maybe. Just maybe. Ezra's not coming back, dude. Ezra's gone. He's not coming back. Dude, the director was auditioning for Batman Brave and the Bold, that whole movie. I kept watching. When I was watching in real time, I'm like, everything that this dude is doing with Batman is awesome. In broad daylight. Batman was still busting ass. It was crazy. I loved it. He was auditioning for Batman the whole time. Because it's sad when you say, yeah, for a Flash movie, that was a badass Batman. I like Michael Keaton. He's my favorite Batman. But come on, he's 71. Oh, yeah, that's true. We already mentioned that. He's 71. Oh, and this is where you guys were going back and forth. How do you buy Batman can do any of that stuff at age 40 anymore at 71? I'm 43, and I can do everything that he did in that damn movie. You got me? I can do it. I just don't feel like it. JD, I'm just surprised. While I like the movie overall, the hype was unbelievable, proclaiming it was perhaps the best comic book. Yeah, dude, and that's why I don't buy it when people are like, James Gunn purposely messed this movie. No, dude, they doing what they paid to do. They got to hype this movie up. They saw the numbers going down. This was projected to start out the open up of over 100 million. Then it was down to 80. Then it was 70. Then it was 60. And then it came out, it went below that. Usually for the past couple of weeks, movies were overperforming. People were like, oh, it's only going to make 75 million. Then they make 90. No, it's only going to make 80. And then they made over 100. Like, they've been underperforming. But this one was one of the, especially for a comic book movie. I understand the brand is kind of tarnished, but it went 5 million below a even 4-time lowered projection. Damn. That ain't good. That is not good. Let's see. I'm surprised why the movie. Oh, that's the one we already did. Supergirl equals she minus Hulk. Oh, come on. No, it was. At least they didn't put Supergirl in the position where she was better than Clark. She was better than Henry Cavill. See, with all the complaints that people had about Superman doesn't kill and you had to do what you had to do to stop Zod. People kind of was afraid like Supergirl was going to come. All right, I'll help you. I got 2 Flashes and a Batman, and it still wasn't enough to stop Zod. Every chance that she got to face Zod failed, died every time. So they didn't do what a lot of people would have complained about. They were like, woke. They didn't do that. She came in. She looked like she was going to save the day. She was going to be like the Supergirl from the TV show, just gonna come in, we don't need you, Clark. I got this. She went straight down there and got her ass busted. Like, I don't know how many times. However many times that old Barry that was in the Speed Force trying to do millions of times, died every time. So at least that, they can't claim it was woke, right? Because she lost. She got killed every time. What I don't get is how you can make the Flash movie this bad after doing the Suicide. Well, can't say they didn't try. Gonna throw 2 more names for Tomb Raider. Oh, okay. Let me write this down. Hold on. Let me look this up. Let me look what we got here. We got, you said Tatiana Maisel. Oh, I know her. Hold on, Oh, She-Hulk. Oh yeah, for Tomb Raider. I don't see it. I don't see it. Let me see if I got it. And what's the other name? I can't see her. I mean, acting wise, she's a phenomenal actress, but I can't see her as Tomb Raider. I wouldn't cast her as. Ooh. What was that? Is that okay? I'll taste the soup. Where's the spoon? Aha. Yeah. Is that who I think? Yeah. Oh yeah. From Ant-Man and the Wasp. What's in? Oh yeah. Should I click? No, I'm okay. Let me not click on nothing. All right, man. Okay. Stop this stuff before you get me in trouble. Okay. I like that second choice. I like that. Guy likes that. Kevin Davis. Secret Invasion, good series. Did you finish it? Did you finish watching the whole thing? Did you see the whole thing? Hey, that's I've only seen the first episode. It was a good first episode. It continues on. Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny is going to make money. I don't think so. And the projections are doing exactly what Flash was doing. It's getting worse. It's closer we get, it's getting worse. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Oh, let me close this poll out. Let me close the poll out. Let me see what you guys have said overall. Let me check out the poll for. Did I look it up? Here we go. So the final results. What grade do you rate the Flash movie? If you want to give it a specific grade, just write it in the comments. So most of y'all give it a B. You said most of you guys got in the comments and you said for me it's a B at 62% B, 15% tied at D, F, and A, and 8% said 8% of y'all said C. But overall, okay, that's where me and Joy landed. I wanted to give it I wanted to grade it down from a B to a C. She was like, I ain't having it. So we're giving it a B minus. For me. That's where we are officially. All right, what's next? I'm going to keep that picture up, by the way, of Hannah. Wasn't she one of the antagonists in Ready Player One? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Kevin Davis, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning going to make money. That's going to make money. It's not going to make as much money as Tom wanted because he ain't going to get the screens that he wanted because of Oppenheimer, but it's going to make money. And I've liked the Mission Impossible movies. I liked I hated 1 and 2. I thought part 1 was boring. It was okay, but I thought it was boring. And then they had its like Fast and Furious moment because I feel like Mission Impossible 2 was its Tokyo Drift. And then after that, they found their footing. They found out, okay, what these movies can be and should be. After part 3, they were like, part 3 was its Fast and Furious 4. And then part 4 was its Fast and Furious 5, if that makes sense. When they got The Rock in there and just got it going crazy. Watch, I'm going to jinx it. Mission Impossible going to have The Rock in there. Watch, now that Henry Cavill's gone. Damien continues. Flash movie looks like a cheap corn you buy off of a guy selling it on the street. Ew. The hell are you doing? He said, make it make sense. Oh yeah, you're talking about my list of the CGI guys, Taylor, Jordan. Yeah. That's what the CGI effects team looked like. It was just Brad, Tom, and Angie. That was it. The CGI team for Flash was just like 4 or 5 people, where Marvel would have like 3 minutes worth of names divided in 3, just scrolling. They got everybody and their mama making these, doing the animation for these Marvel movies. But when I saw for the Flash, Warner Brothers special effects team, Terry, Angela, Biff, Claire's assistant Doug, and Doug's aunt Rebecca. That was it. No offense to those people that bust their ass to work on it, but it just felt like there was the name was. I was just shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a longer list than that. Let's see. Kevin Davis, Warner Brothers needs a comeback. If they keep losing money, Comcast could come in from Discovery. But why Comcast? Didn't they already? Comcast they already own Universal, don't they? And they might consider that that might be a hard buy because you can't become the government might not approve that sale. If they already own Universal, I don't know. Oh, what's up, Michael? What's going on, brother? Hello, friends. There's the chat. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Brianna says Ezra is lost in the spaghetti sauce. I agree. Yeah. Never coming back. And hola. I'm very late, aren't I? No, man. You're never too late, man. that profile picture makes me laugh. The way you like, it feels like you're disappointed in me every time you come up. Like I'm late, huh? I could have saved this chat if I'd have got here earlier. No, it's fine, man. If you like it, I love it. Why you look like you're upset with me? I'm sorry. Whatever I did, I apologize. I'll never do it again. Yep. Yeah, y'all just talking to each other right there. Okay. Moving on. Yeah. You said starting to wrap up. I said I was wrapping up like 10 minutes ago, didn't I? I think The Flash will make the biggest turnaround in movie history. Interesting. What do you mean by that? Like financially, or when they recast it? Like, do you think that word of mouth? Because I think as of right now, it's doing better overseas than it is doing domestically. What did I say? It was the box office numbers. Let me see if I can pull that up again. For my box office that I predicted perfectly. Let's see if I can go full mass here. Worldwide, it made over 135 million. That's a little bit more than half from compared to the 55 million it only made domestically. So it is doing better in every other country besides the three in North America. But I don't know, man. Turnaround. I don't know. Do you mean that it'll become it'll be a cult classic, a cult hit, I guess, maybe, because it is rewatchable. It is a great story. It's just that when I just feel like if my top 3 things that I like about a movie is not even the title character, then I feel like it's a problem. I like it's Batman and it's Batman, and then it's like if Flash is number 3 on my list, then or even number 2, then there's a problem. I just feel like because he's carrying a movie. If the title character is not carrying the movie well, if Batman is doing most of the heavy lifting, then it should have been called Batman Flashpoint or Flashpoint Batman or something like that. I don't know. Flashpoint Batman Returns again. All right, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're getting down to the end of it. Let's see. That would be wild. Let's see. Chris Elkins. I think the reason why the Flash movie did so bad, maybe because of the main star and what it was doing in the past 3 or 4 years. That is exactly what, that 100% contributed to it. Of course. Definitely, I picked Anna over. Yeah, hold on. Let me put that back up there. Let me put that back. See, Mike, I knew I liked you. Here we go. Yeah. No offense to Tatiana, but I do like her as Hulk. I'm not gonna lie, I do like her as She-Hulk. I just feel like they should have just do a better story, or bring her into the MCU. I wouldn't mind seeing her in the MCU. I just don't like that whole Hulk family thing, even though I know she's his cousin. But the way they introduced the son at a barbecue, I'm like, what is happening right now? Anyway, let's see. Brown laughing at me again. Every movie so far this year is off like 200 million. Yep. Pretty much. And rounding it off, Damien questions the question. With Flash having all the delays it's been through and then having it look this bad, how worried should Marvel be about the Blade movie being that's delayed? Well, yeah, the difference is that they really haven't even started with Blade. They haven't even really started. With Flash, they were already in post. They had began and significantly first there was delays with the writers and finding a director. That was the first set of delays, writers and directors. Then when they had already started filming, then the delays because of pushing stuff back, not including the pandemic, but then when Ezra was getting to the drama, yeah. But that was when they already had started filming. So with Blade, they haven't even started yet. And I'm having a feeling that the longer it gets delayed, I feel like if it gets delayed one more time, that it's going to get canceled. I feel like Blade, as much as I want to see it, it might not be necessary now. But it will be awesome. But Mahershala Ali ain't getting any younger. So, and on that note, Hannah John Kyman, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Boom. It ended on a high note. Tomb Raider. I would not mind if that was. Have they cast the Tomb Raider for the series? If not, I pick. That would be a good pick right there. I would not mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. Lord have mercy. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys for helping me out in the live chat as always, man. You guys always make it fun, make it funny, and you get me through the day much easier. I will be back tomorrow. Don't forget, guys, when you go to the description of this video, or you go to the community chat, there's a phone number there. We're not doing the voicemail through the podcast anymore. Go to the number that's there. I believe the number. And from now on, I'll have it displayed maybe at the top. It'll let me see if I can find that phone number. If I can quickly display it right here without giving away all my stuff here. Let's see if I can find it. Click on it. I'm using Google. Boy, yeah, I'm cheaping it out. There's the number. Hey, Christopher, there you go. I got it on Do Not Disturb, so I can go straight to voicemail. There's the number, 281-406-1993. I was 13, baby. I was still listening to, Snoop Doggy Dogg. And you can leave a voicemail. Don't sing. Just any questions, comments, topics you want to talk about, leave it there. If you want to criticize my singing, go ahead, leave it there, and I'll play it during the We Got Your Mail portion of the show. As always, if you are a channel member, you can call in live. We're trying to get the bugs fixed out on that, probably through Zoom or maybe through Discord. And yeah, but if you just want to leave a regular voicemail, you don't have to be a member. Just call the number, leave a voicemail. Say, hey, Chris, you heard about that thing with that guy? What was that on Clerks? You remember that movie with that thing and that guy and that thing last year? That's just, and I'll know what you're talking about. And we'll just talk about it. Anything else I'm missing real quick? Everybody just saying goodbye. Yeah, I have a feeling Blade will be canceled too. Yeah. I got a feeling Warner Brothers needs a comeback. If they keep losing money, Capcom could buy them out. Is Comcast? Capcom. Comcast. Is this something I don't know that's going on? Is Comcast in the bidding? I mean, they just were sold to Discovery. But I don't know. Unless there's something I don't know about. I'll look into it because you keep mentioning Comcast. And I don't know, but I don't see it because I think they already have Universal. I don't know if that sale will go through. All right. Anyway, guys, appreciate you. And we'll be back again tomorrow. During the summer months, I'm only going to do the rundown Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Maybe a Saturday here and there. So I have a meeting tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow. This Saturday with some guys. Maybe there might be a Saturday episode. Maybe not. We'll see. But during the school year, when the kids are in school, the rundown will be a Monday through Friday show. But appreciate you guys. Have a happy, good day and sayonara. And until next time, peace.